this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. I am back with these laminated sheets. We've been playing around a little bit and we made these gorgeous pieces in the last video, or you know, in a recent video anyway, and I thought let's come along and play around and have a look at what else we could do with them. Now I have to say I'm really absolutely loving this one, which I'd kind of never done I think before, where I've kind of put the pocket on but left a larger piece of paper at the back, if that makes sense. Whereas normally when I've done these, I've kind of put them like the entire size of the decorative paper. But yeah, I have to say, I think this is a really, really nice look. And obviously I really like this envelope pouch that we've done as well. So I'm just going to move these to one side. Right, so what I have brought along, I've brought along my pre-laminated sheet. And I've just got here some of my background papers. Now I've got here, this is obviously just a printable, and it's been coffee dyed, but it's on, I think this is probably 250 GSM cardstock. So I mean, it's pretty thick. It's going to be quite robust to use. And I thought that would look really nice with this one, with the butterflies in particular. And then this one is my masterboard collage sheet, which we used recently, or we made recently, and I thought we'd try some of them on this as well. So let's do this one first, and what I'd like to do is incorporate some file folder kind of tabs onto the acetate, because I thought that would be a really nice kind of look really. So I'm just going to bring this down to approximately where I want it. I'm kind of thinking here. So I'm going to just hold this in place and just trim around this. So I'm going to go for it sort of here-ish, just cutting into that laminate a little bit, and then I'm going to just cut it down here like that, and then I'm just going to cut across along the bottom. Okay, so that's going to form my base piece. Oops, I mean, obviously I need to tidy that up because it's now not very straight, but you know, that's fine. So I'm just going to tidy this section up here. I'm going to cut it separately to the acetate, because hopefully then I can make a better job. I don't know why I keep calling it acetate. I'm sorry, it's laminate. So they're laminated sheets, you know, with obviously pieces in the laminate. So let's just, yeah, trim that down. Oops, still not made a very good job of it. My cutting skills are appalling lately. I don't know what's going on with them. So, yep, I apologise there. Right, let's get rid of these bits into the bin beside me. And then for the acetate piece, yeah, I want to kind of have it here. Now, I'm thinking stitch this around on the sewing machine, around this edge. And then what I'd like to do is just make like a little file folder tab to go with this. So obviously I've got this little piece here, which just, you know, perfect to make the file folder tab. I'm going to cut that down. Okay, and then we'll just fold that in like that. Okie dokie. Right, so looking good. And then I'm just going to take my oval punch, which is how I like to make these. And I can just go in one corner and then the other one. Oops. Like that. Okay. It's not quite even, I have to say. I've not made the best job of that, but it's fine. It will do. You know, it doesn't look really way off or anything like that. So yeah, I want to have this. Now I'm wondering, do I want this attached on the acetate or do I want it attached on the card? I think on the acetate is really nice actually. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is stitch that. So I'm going to stitch the tab on like that. And then I will stitch this around on the edge. So I might put some lace or something when I come to do it. Let's just see kind of how some would look. So I'm going to leave that to the side, and then what I'll do, I'll hopefully take the sewing machine. I'll take the camera, you know, across to the sewing machine, and we'll kind of stitch all these together. Right, so bringing in my collage masterboard. So having a look to see what ones we could do with this one. I mean, we could have this here. I don't want to cover up that lovely stamp. We could have it down there, but then I've got those orange stamps, which I don't feel like they go very well. Or we could have it up there. Perhaps we'll do it like that. That's quite nice, isn't it? So again, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of place that roughly where I want it. And then I'm just going to cut this down. Like that. And then cut it up here. Okay, so I mean at the moment this is pretty ginormous, it's got to be said. I'm just going to now cut this down like that, and then I'll trim it all down. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to bring this in on both sides actually, so I'll start with this side. I'll just bring that in there like that. Oops. Okay, might actually work out better if I try and cut it from the back, to be honest, because then I won't get distracted by, you know, what's going on the front, which I think, you know, that does make it sometimes harder to cut, because you kind of, your eye gets drawn to the pieces that are glued down. So yeah, I think it would be easier to cut it from the back. And then we're going to have this one here, oops, like that. I mean, we could have it either way actually. Yeah, maybe like that way up. What do we think? Just check. Oh, perhaps we'll have it that way up. Yeah, perhaps we'll have it that way. And then again, I'd quite like to have the little file folder tabs, because that's what I thought would look really nice with these. Now, I'm wondering whether I could use this. I'm just going to cut this down. Okay. Let's just fold that over. Yeah, I think that's quite nice actually. So let's grab my oval punch, which is now on the floor. I dropped it just now. We'll just then go over that. Oops. Like that. Oops. So again, I mean, I could have this either on the acetate or the underneath. I think on the acetate is where it's nicest. Yeah, I think I definitely like it best on the acetate. Now, I'm just wondering whether I should cut this side down like that. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Okay, that looks nice, doesn't it? So let's get rid of those scraps there. And again, you know, as usual, I might just want to have a little bit of lace on here. So let's just bring some lace in. I've got this one here. Oops. Oh, that's not going to be quite right. That was just like a little scrap, you know, that was just kind of laying on the floor beside me. And I thought, oh, perhaps that would be just right. But actually, maybe not. Let me try this one. So this is very white. This might be too white. Let's just have a look. Okay. Just take it off of that, you know, gathered header type piece. Ooh, it's very big on here, isn't it? I mean, I could have it up there and then cut the lace down. What do we think? I mean, the white is quite nice for a bit of a contrast, because I mean, otherwise it just has, you know, it's all very samey colours. Yeah, perhaps I'll have the white and then just, you know, cut it down afterwards. I think that might be quite nice. Do we want anything else on there? I'm just wondering. Kind of like thinking, should we have a label or anything? Because this is very plain. So let's just cut this label out. Oops, let me put my glasses on. Always helps when I can see what I'm doing properly. Yeah, that's always a good thing, to be able to actually see what you're cutting, isn't it? Okay. Yep. Okay. So yeah, could probably put that. Oh dear. Well, to be fair, I could probably put that on after the, you know, after we've sewn it together. So there's probably no rush to actually do that right now, to be honest. So yeah, I might do that, you know, after we've stitched it. So again, I'm just going to put those bits together so I know that they're being stitched together. Okay, let's bring this back in again. So we've just got the 2 pieces left now. So again, just want to kind of make a couple more little file foldery type bits, you know, with the tabs. So let's just have a look and see. Oh, isn't that lovely on there? That is scrumptious, I have to say. Absolutely scrumptious. Now, which way do we like it best? I think probably like that. So let me just cut this down here. Across there. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut this sheet out. Now this is just some of my King Street kit, but I mean, although the kit is actually kind of browns, it's that sort of browny kind of maroony type shade, which, to be fair, obviously picks up the colours that, you know, the colours that you're using it with. So in this case, it's actually taking on quite a, you know, maroony kind of look, isn't it? Because it's picking up more the colour of the bow. So again, just going to take this. Actually, do you know what? I'm wondering whether I could take this portion of this label. And like I say, I mean, this is just one of the background pieces. So this label obviously was on, you know, on the background paper. So I'm just cutting it out, I have to say, making a hideous job of it again. I'm never too good when there's curved bits, to be honest. And worse still when they're curved this way in a, is it convex rather than a concave sort of arrangement. Yeah, that kind of just makes it even worse. Right. So yeah, I'm wondering if we could have this. It's a bit of a shame because obviously it would be better this way up, but I don't want to cover those lovely flowers. So we'd have to have it this way. I don't mind, it's okay. So I'm thinking we could stitch around that on the sewing machine. So that looks really nice, doesn't it? And then we're going to just do our tab. So just, oops, cut this one down to size, whoops. Oh gosh. This must be quite a small piece of paper because I'm struggling to even fold it, let alone punch it and cut it and sew it on. Oh dear. Obviously smaller than it kind of appeared at first. Right, let's get my oval punch. Ooh, come on. Oh dear. Need to just squish that in a bit more so as it actually goes into the punch. Okay. Like that. And this side. Okay, so I'm thinking, you know, maybe down here, maybe up here, maybe on the top actually for this one, I think is really nice. So yeah, I think we'll do that. Now again, do I want any lace on here? Probably should take my glasses off now. Oh, maybe just a bit of lace at the bottom. So again, let's just cut off a little section of that. And then that actually, that overcomes the, you know, that shaped bit on the tab. So again, put that one to one side. So that's those ones. Okay, the last one that I've got is that one with the Eiffel Tower. So I've got this obviously strange arrangement going on here now. So let me just cut this down. Oh, come on. I'll just cut it across there because sometimes the laminating pouches, they kind of go in and crease as they go in, and then you get that sort of, you know, ridge or mark in the acetate. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of cover that up. So again, I'm just going to see how it would look on here. It looks quite lovely on there, doesn't it? I wonder if I don't necessarily want it with the bird, to be honest. Oh, I don't know now. I mean, it looks lovely on there. But then I've got that frame type thing going on. So I think perhaps that's a little bit much. I think perhaps it's better, you know, just on this kind of plainer background, to be honest. Probably here on this one. Or we could have it sideways. I think that's quite nice. Right, let's go for this one. So again, just want to cut that down like that. Okay, and along here. And just trim it down here. And obviously, you know, I can trim these up in a minute after we've sewn them, to be honest. So I'm just kind of making a rough, you know, first kind of stab at it, really. Right, let's go down here. And then, just trying to decide, do I want it? Yeah, I'm going to have it like this. Because the text is going to be sideways on the actual piece itself. So I'd rather not have it sideways on the tab, if that makes sense. So, yeah, let's do it like this. Cut that down. Okay. Just go in a bit. Gonna have to cut that top bit of text off, which I was kind of trying to hang on to, really, so it had more text. But yeah, at the end of the day, it then was making it look rubbish, so it had to go in the end. Just had to go. There's that corner, and then, oops, this one. Okay. Right, let's get rid of all these bits and pieces now. And we will just lay this one down here. So, yeah, I want to kind of have that probably on that side, I'm thinking. Looks really, really lovely, doesn't it? Now, just want to have a look and see what lace we want for this. I just thought we'd try a bit of black. I'm not saying black is the thing, but I thought perhaps the black would add a bit of drama to this, which, you know, like being this dark brown and kind of, you know, with the Eiffel Tower and the goldy colour script, I thought it could just take a bit of drama, to be honest. And I do love using the black, as you know. Ooh, I'm just wondering whether we could have it like this. Oh, I don't know now. Oh, it's a bit tricky. I don't know. Oh, what do we think to this? Let me just pick it up. Oh, I'm going to do that because otherwise, you know, I just think it's boring, isn't it? We must sometimes just push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. So, right, I'm going to take the camera to the sewing machine. So, hold on. Okay, so I'm here at the sewing machine now. So, let's start, you know, with this one. We'll do them kind of in order. So, I'm going to start by sewing the little tab onto the acetate. And obviously I'm starting with that because the tab is going to be on the open side, if that makes sense. So obviously, you know, if I stitch it on afterwards, I'm going to struggle to do that. So I'm just going to stitch that on there. And I'll just go back through with a back stitch, just so I've got like a couple of lines of stitching basically. Okay. And we will take that one out. Right, fingers crossed. And then I'm just going to cut the threads from the back of there. Okay, and I do apologise for the table moving. I know I say this every time, but I mean, my sewing machine is on obviously a very, you know, flimsy table. So it's, you know, it's not going to be the most robust thing for sewing on, so I do apologise for that. Right, now I'm going to, I think, make this slightly narrower. So I'm going to stitch it round and try and come in a bit on the edge, I think. So just going to go in on this side, or yeah, this bottom part. So again, and I'll just back stitch there because this is going to be, you know, the open side. So I just want to make sure it's held together properly. Okay, and then I'm going to just come in here. And that way I can just make it slightly, you know, cut it down and make it slightly narrower. So again, just go across there, back stitch again, and then just take that out. Right. So I'm going to now just trim this off here. Now, don't forget my lace and things are going down here. So if you're thinking, oh gosh, she's miles away now from the edge with my cutting, it doesn't matter because we're going to be covering this up with the lace. So we were having the lace on first. Oops, on that flower. Sorry, I'm just checking that I've got the lace up the right way. Very flimsy and hard to see, to be honest. Right, so let's just take the lace now and stitch the lace onto there. Okay. I just want to get a slight sort of ruffle going on, not too much, just a bit. Okay, take that out. I'm probably making a bit of a meal of this, and anyone who's a bit more competent with the sewing machine probably wouldn't have to keep on taking it out in between each stage. But because I'm not brilliant with my sewing machine, I have to kind of do it in stages. So I've now got my black flower, which, yeah, I'm going to stitch here, I think, up in that top corner. So I'm going to do my best to stitch that in place, like through those, oops, through those leaves. Oh my goodness. Right, through the leaves and then through the flower itself. So like that. Now obviously you could glue this on. I mean, I don't find normally that acetate's too much of a problem. You know, you'd kind of expect it to be, but actually I don't find it is. But, you know, if you can sew it, then that's probably even better still. So then we've got obviously opening here for the pockets with the file folder tab. How gorgeous and scrumptious does that look? I absolutely love how that's turned out. So that's the first one. Let's put that to one side. Right, let's do the next one. So the next one is using that same background paper. Now, what I wanted to do, oops, was stitch that label portion onto the acetate first. So I'm going to bring it here like that. Now, yeah, I think what I want to do is just stitch that like this. So I'm going to kind of go in, stitch around it. Now I'm going to have to just, whoops, try and stitch around it best I can. Obviously I've got some shaped bits going on here, so I probably won't make a very good job of this. I'm going to just slow my stitching down so that hopefully I can do a bit of a better job, but yeah, probably not brilliant still. Okay. But you know, like I always say, I mean, it really doesn't matter too much because by the time that you've got your decorative bits on, some lace and, you know, what have you, I mean, no one's really going to be looking at the stitching, you know, for heaven's sake. It's, you know, it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be fine. You know, and the reason I say that is because, you know, when I first started kind of doing junk journals and things, and the reason I say that is because when I first started doing junk journals and things is, you know, I would just throw things away. Like, you know, if the stitching looked really awful, like it does here, I would kind of then not want to use that. And, you know, sometimes we'd throw it away. And to be honest, that's just, you know, silly and needless because actually, you know, you don't need to do that. No one's going to be looking to the extent that, you know, that you need to throw your pieces away. Right, so I'm going to put my file folder tab at the top. Oh my gosh, at the top. I mean, talking of mistakes, this is where I obviously make a huge mistake and sew my tab on wildly crooked. And there might not be any coming back from that one, it's got to be said. Yeah, it's got to be said. I'm not sure how I would come back from a really wildly crooked tab because of course that's going to be very standouty, isn't it? So yeah. Okay, so that's my piece there. Now the only thing that really I'm kind of aware of is I've got some white showing, so I'm just going to try and trim that down a bit on the underside, just so as I didn't have that white showing on the tab. So then I'm going to place this onto my card. Oops. Yep. Like that. And then just, oh dear. And then just back stitch to hold it shut, and then just go right the way across. Oops, I could speed my stitching up now, couldn't I? Because, you know, I'm just doing the pocket itself now. So yeah, let's speed that up. So it's just not quite so boring to be watching. Oops. Okay. Like that. And then we were going to put some lace, weren't we, on the bottom? So let's just get that strip of lace. And I think we will just have the lace, yeah, kind of there-ish. I'm wondering whether I should have it up this way. Let me just cut the lace down so it's slightly smaller. Okay. Yeah, like that. So just going to go in there. Oops. Not making a good job of this at all. And, you know, it's only just started, so, yeah. Okay, let me cut the threads off. Yay, finally got that lace on there. So, yeah, that's how that one looks. Right, now I have got a bit of an overhang here at the top with my acetate. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. But, you know, if you've got that, you can obviously just trim it off afterwards, like so. Right, let's get rid of this one to the side and do the next one. So that's that one. Next one, right, was this one with the map collage page. So we were going to have the tab here, weren't we, to the side? I think. Yep. So let's just put the tab down here. Oops. So again, just want to kind of stitch that in. I mean, you could use a zigzag stitch here. I mean, I'm just not, because it's just a lot of mucking about to change my machine from stitch to stitch. And when I say lots of mucking about, I mean, again, just being completely lazy there, because it's really just the case of pressing a couple of buttons, but sometimes struggle to get it to do my zigzag stitching just how I want it. So I'm just going to stick with the straight stitch and be boring. But yes, of course, you could do the zigzag stitch, which would probably be much more interesting. Right, okay, so I'm going to go round and stitch this on. So again, just back stitch just there on the edge, because that's going to, you know, secure that as a pocket, because you don't want it falling apart, obviously. Okay. And then that. Okay, right, now this one I'm going to just cut the overhang of acetate down first, just because it's going to make it easier for when I cut the lace off. So then we were going to just have this white lace just across there at the top. So just going to put that on there. I'm going to try and kind of ruffle it slightly, but yeah, not a drama or, you know, a big deal if I can't quite manage it. So yeah, let's go like that. Okay. Okie dokie. There we go. Right. Cut that out and get rid of these threads that are now hanging everywhere. And here. just across here at the bottom. And from the side. I haven't got too much of an overhang at the top, actually. It's mainly at the bottom. So there we go. Oh. Do you know what? For a moment, I looked at that and I thought, oh, what have I done? I've put my ruffle kind of going off over the edge, because I forgot that I actually said I was going to trim that lace off. So I thought, what does that look like? What a mess. But no, I'm going to cut this off. So don't need to panic. You know, when you just look at something and you've forgotten what your plan was, and then you think, oh no, what have I done there? But yeah, it's all fine, because now it's trimmed down. It looks fine, doesn't it? Okay, so that's that one. Right, final one. So, oh no. Oh, for a minute I thought, oh, I've lost the tab. Right, okay. Shall we have... Oh, I'm thinking maybe the tab at the top again, to be honest. Yeah, quite like that. So what I might do is actually just stitch the tab straight through both layers this time. So let's, again, stitch this around so it's, you know, a proper pocket or all, you know, in place. And then we'll go on and we will stitch the tab. Okay, and then across here. Okay. Yeah, I just thought these kind of make quite nice little file foldery type bits then, don't they? I mean, you know, they're just a play on a file folder, a different file folder, if you like. Yeah, different ideas for the file folder kind of concept, I suppose. So, and they work just so pretty, you know, so well, and look so pretty, don't they? So we'll just pop that tab up there. Oh, I love how that looks. Really, really, really pretty. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, that one probably not really conventional file folder and should have probably put the tab on the edge, but I guess this is just showing how you can mix them up, isn't it? So, because it's your project, isn't it? And so, you know, you can have anything that you like. It's all going to look good. Well, we hope it's all going to look good anyway. So trim that down. Okay. Right, and then I've just got some lace here, which, yeah, do we want to put the lace down here? I've also got this fabric actually sat to the side of me, so I'm just wondering whether I could have a little fabric kind of ruffle. Let me just tear this down. Okay, right, let's just see. That fabric's just there from a different project, and I thought, oh, colour-wise, this is really good. Really good colour for this. So we could have like a little fabric ruffle, either going down the edge or maybe across the top, like that. It's quite nice, isn't it? Should we do that? Just thought, oh, sorry, just switched my sewing machine off there by mistake. Right, let me grab my little screwdriver, because this is not very big and I want to do the ruffle kind of going more or less right the way across. So yeah, I think try and keep my fingers out the way a little bit. Try and be a bit safer. And just use the kind of, that's just that mini screwdriver, you know, that comes when you buy the sewing machine. It's just that. Get one more fold. Oops. Like that. Okay. And we can just cut that one down. Oops. Yay! Looks very cute, doesn't it? Now, I mean, again, you know, my stitching is awful. It's very wonky. Personally, I quite like that. I think that's, you know, pretty cute. But yeah, I mean, obviously you might want to get yours a bit straighter than mine. But like I say, I mean, I think that looks quite nice. I think it's kind of part of the charm to have it pretty wonky. And then I could probably have the lace as well, you know. I was thinking, sorry, I'm just pulling my sewing machine apart here. As you can see, just not good at all with the sewing machine, in fact. positively destroying it. Right, okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, let's now quickly trim that off. Probably ruffled that a bit too much, to be honest. It's now looking a bit strange, but you know what I mean. I'm sure that the concept of that is, yeah, is kind of plain to see, even though my execution maybe wasn't quite so good. But right, let's have a look. Right, let's pull in the 4 little mini file foldery pieces that we did and see how they look. So these are them. So just to kind of demonstrate, we've got our little foldery pocket here. We've got this one. We've got this one. And we've got this one. Aren't they just so super cute? I just absolutely love them. So yeah, I hope that you like them. Maybe it's given you some ideas of how to use your acetate, or indeed, you know, vellum or something like that. That would be pretty good to use in this way too. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.